Okay, story time. Had a fellow come to me recently. Him and his business partner owned the shares in their company themselves. This company was worth a few $1,000,000, so moving it around was a bit of a pain. Plus, it was in manufacturing, so moving leases and IP and staff was just going to be too hard. We had to deal with the shares somehow. We looked at it, we were doing some initial advice pieces of like, here's how we can do it, small business concessions, etc. And then we saw on the balance sheet was like a $4,000,000 bank debt. And it wasn't a mortgage over a property. He didn't own any property. So I said, what the hell is this $4,000,000? And the story was basically they had to pay out that $4,000,000 to the previous IP holder because of a dispute, and they just settled it so they could get back to business and rebuild from scratch. And I said, well, with this $4,000,000 bank debt on the balance sheet, the business isn't worth $4,000,000. Even if the business is worth $4 with the $4,000,000 owing, the shares are worth $0. So we went and got a valuation instead. That valuation came back at like negative $1,000,000, which was super handy because that means we can deal with these shares any way we want. We can just shove them in a family trust, which is basically what we did. We also put in a holding company there for good measure. So sometimes it's not about like the cool rollovers and all sorts of other things. If you just look at the balance sheet, you go, is there any value in this thing? There may not even be CGT to worry about.